What is up, everybody? Welcome back to High School Never Ends, a pop punk dad podcast. I am Wingman Steve.
And I'm Chris183.
Here we are. We have new from 2024, all the month of January. Before we get started, quick shout out to our patrons, Jason, Punkish Dad, Sam, Steve C, Ashley, Nick, and Tom. Thank you, guys. And Chris, it's new from 2024, but I think we kind of have an asterisk, don't we?
Yeah, but that's okay. So we had to make a judgment call. We had to make a decision. We're very decisive on this show. And yes, we wanted to do albums from 24, but one of the bands that we decided to do when we went back and looked at it didn't have an album in 24.
I'll take the heat on this because we were discussing it live on the Patreon. And I had previously looked up, bands that had new albums in 2024, and this band came up. And then when it came time to actually do it, we realized that it was like an EP. It was, 3 songs or something. And so we made a decision. I'll let you go into that and introduce the album because I think you picked this one.
I did. And you know what? There was no going back, Steve, and people out there listening. We once we decided we were going to do Hot Mulligan, I would not allow us to go back on that. We had to talk about this album. We didn't talk about this album in 2023. We didn't talk about it in 2024. And I'd be damned if we waited another year to talk about this album or any Hot Mulligan and let 2025 go by. So this was the chance. This was the opportunity. So we took this opportunity to dive into the 2023, almost 24, maybe, not sure when this came out exactly, album by the band Hot Mulligan. First time on High School Never Ends, Hot Mulligan. Why Would I Watch is the name of the album. And first of all, super cool name to the album. Secondly, super cool album art or cover. And that seems to be a theme with Hot Mulligan, but I am really, really excited about this episode, Steve.
Yeah, I can tell, especially when we realized, this doesn't fit the theme exactly. And we're like, no, still going to do it. Forget it. We'll explain it. It's fine. I've been wanting to listen to Hot Mulligan. I've mentioned before, it's hard for me to listen to a lot of new music outside of what we're doing for the show because we're doing something different every single week. And I caught Hot Mulligan in concert. I think it was about 2021. And they opened for Newfound Glory, and I caught their set. And I was super impressed. I thought they were really good. I think I listened to them, and I was like, these guys give me a Taking Back Sunday vibe, big time. Maybe that's just because of the dual singers, and the one is kind of screamy. But I've been wanting to dig a little deeper into this band. So I am glad that we are able to. And I'm curious, I don't really know, how did you find Hot Mulligan? Did you listen to them? I mean, I know that you must have, right?
Well, actually, it was a guy that I worked with. He worked for me for a while, and then I worked alongside. He knew I was into pop punk. Obviously, when the word starts to get out in my place of business that I have a podcast, people immediately want to
tell you what you should
have a
listen
link to the episode or whatever, right? So it's pop punk. And then so somewhere down the road or down the line from that, they were like, hey, you need to listen to this band, Hot Mulligan. And, it wasn't this album. It was You'll Be Fine in 2020 that was sent my way. And immediately I fell in love with this band. And I'll tell you what, I will not say they sound like anybody else. I don't get any vibes. This isn't a knock at you, by the way.
Really?
I get no vibes. I get vibes of something brand new, something I've never heard before.
I do think they sound like brand new.
That's not what I meant.
Oh, okay.
I think that this is a whole new sound that I just fell in love with. And I don't even call it really pop punk. I don't call it rock. I don't know what to call it because there's so many things that it does differently and melds together and delivers that sometimes, and you'll see this in as we get through the analysis here, Steve, that it was hard for me to put into words how I felt about these songs. They made me feel a certain way that was hard to describe. And that was very unique. A band usually doesn't strike me like that. A lot of the times you've been on the show, right? Yeah, obviously.
Me, yeah, a
Yeah,
few times.
you've been here a couple times. You know that I can get bored with things, or I can tell you more than once that an album seems samey to me, or that, the lead singer just kind of drones on. But when it's unique and different and in a good way, melodic and all of that works together in unison, you get something special like this. So that's why I immediately gravitated towards this band. I don't know why I didn't push to talk about this sooner, but hey, no better time than now. So now that you heard from me, Steve, you saw them with Newfound Glory. Do you have any initial thoughts without giving everything away about the band, Hot Mulligan?
Yeah, so by the way, I looked up on Spotify like they're about the artist thing, and what they say about themselves in terms of genre is they say we invented post emo. That's what they call themselves, post emo. So I guess that's kind of like the post hardcore thing, but the post emo. So
I hear
taking
that.
the emo thing to the next. I like that. I think that
I hear that.
yeah, whoever, if it was them or somebody told them that's clever. Yeah. So what did I think? I think this album. So first off, it's very difficult to come off a week when we do a neck deep record because the last time we did a neck deep record, their songs are so earwormy and get stuck in my head that sometimes after we're done recording an episode and we move on to the next one, I still have the last one stuck in my head. And I felt that this time. It was tough for me to turn a page past that neck deep record. And since this is something that is totally different from that, I will say that this album to me, this is the definition of a grower because the first time I listened to this the whole way through or most of the way through and then finished, I didn't really know what I was listening to. And every song, there was not really a whole lot of samey, as you mentioned, you alluded to. It was all very different. It's all a little strange. And I kept listening and I kept listening. And then I made my notes to do this episode. And then I listened some more. And I had to kind of go back to some of my notes and like kind of change my mind because this album definitely grew on me the more I listened to it. So I didn't know any Hot Mulligan songs in particular, other than maybe the John Roxina one, because I think you might have sent it to me or somebody did, or somebody shared it because it has a funny title, and we'll talk about the titles. But yeah, that was my initial reaction, and it's gotten different as I've listened. My one, I guess, thing that I would say about the album that maybe is why it didn't pull me in quicker is that I feel like a post emo type record, it doesn't have like the earworminess of the pop punk stuff. It doesn't really have those choruses that like really just bore into my brain and get stuck there. They're songs that I listened to and started to appreciate more and more. And maybe they got a little more earwormy the more that I listened to them. But that was one of my main comments, like as I first started listening. So I guess that's kind of where I started, where I am. I'm totally open on this band. Again, I saw them live once. I was like, these guys are pretty cool. Usually when you see a band live for the first time, there are bands that enunciate very well. And then there are bands where it's tough to understand what they're saying, like a Taking Back Sunday, right? So this I would put in that second camp where sometimes it's tough to hear what they're saying. But I read the lyrics, I got along with it, and I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah. And I'm sure there would be a lot of people that agree with you, but where I'm coming from is more of and I'm a fan of melodies, and I think that's been established here that I really enjoy a good melody, and a lot of the songs that I end up really loving have that, good melody to them and stuff you can sing along to. I found that this was music that maybe didn't fit that particular mold, but the way that the music's delivered, I feel myself singing along just the same as I would to an upbeat, just a regular sing-songy bubblegum pop punk melody. Like to me, like this is in a different category. It's a lot more complex. You use the word strange. I would use the word fascinating. I would say that it's so much more than what you'd expect. I would love to see these guys live. I never had the opportunity to, or didn't take the opportunity if they were around. And it's not like they are a band that's really from too far away from us, Steve. They looks like they originated in the Michigan area, an area that I do frequent fairly often. So
That's pretty far
that's
from me.
yeah, I guess that's about 10 hours from you.
That is way further than I don't think I've ever stepped foot in the state of Michigan, to be honest with you.
Okay, never mind. But it's I'm in the middle of you in Michigan, so to be honest, it's not that far. It's not that bad. Like 5 hours is still not a walk in the park, but I can get there. Not that that's the only place they play, but it's cool to think that they're that close. You know, let's just call it Midwest. But I was an instant fan. So and it takes a lot, right? I mean, you know, there haven't been a lot of bands that I've become an instant fan to, but I am glad that somebody that maybe doesn't have exactly the same taste as me, like you, actually this music grew on them. Like that goes to show how good this potentially could be to pull in somebody that has not completely different tastes, but somewhat different tastes.
Yeah, again, I think there are some influences, some sound alikes that I'll make. Taking Back Sunday's one of them. Brand New's another one. So I like some of that stuff, and I don't think this is as screamy as like A Day to Remember or anything like that. I do like some screams, but yeah, let's we'll get into it in just a sec. So you mentioned this album is getting close to 2 years old. It came out May 12th, 2023. It was on Wax Bodega, produced by Brett Romness, and that's all the stats from it. We got 12 tracks, and we got some weird titles.
Probably one of the favorite things that I like about this album is that the titles are like some of the best I've ever seen. I mean, to me, like this eclipses Fall Out Boy. This is better than anything Fall Out Boy has done with album titles.
I feel like I need to know these guys a little better. Like I need to know some personalities of these guys to maybe get some of these jokes. And there's a lot of, I think all of their albums, EPs, they all have a lot of this stuff. And doing the long song titles and the weird song titles, yeah, it is a very Fall Out Boy, Cobra Starship, Panic at the Disco type thing to do. So I don't always get it. Like I don't always get it. And I think to myself, does having a song title that has nothing to do with the song detract me from enjoying it? And I think most of the time it's no, but when I'm like looking at it on paper and it's hard to remember what's what, yeah, I just wish I was like more inside on the joke because I'm not. But I bet these guys are funny. I don't know. I don't know much about their personalities.
I feel like, look, you and I get along just fine. Okay, we've been on the show. We're friends, but you know, I do feel like maybe we have different senses of humor sometimes. I do feel like that way. I don't know. Maybe it's just a feeling I get. But what I'll say is this is that I relate to this type of humor. Like this is my humor right here, where it's just nonsensical stuff that really it's funny to them. All of their friends laugh at it. But then when you start to tell it to somebody else, they give you that half smile and just kind of stare at you. Like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Right. I get it.
I see where you're coming from. You're probably one of those people. But that's
Somewhere in there.
you have a different sense of humor. I mean, I get it, no problem. But I prefer this, and I think I would get along great with these guys. I want to talk to them eventually. That is a goal for me to eventually try and get Hot Mulligan on this show so we can ask them about these song titles. Let's make it happen.
They and they're interesting. It starts with the very first song. Shouldn't have a leg hole, but I do. Do you get that?
I no, I don't. Don't is that like an underwear reference?
I was thinking pants. I have no idea.
I think. I mean, obviously these come up. I wonder if they just sit there in a room and like just say things, or they're just guys that like are always messing around and Like the guy just said that, like, oh, I shouldn't have a leg hole in this, but I do. And it's like, oh, that's perfect. Let's go with that. Like, it's got to be. It probably is nonsense, or just what it could be is he missaid what he was trying to say, and that became the album title.
I would think
But
maybe they just somehow somebody said this drunk or stupid, and they thought whatever it was is funny. They wrote it down and they called the song it.
that's kind of what I said. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I said. But I think that even though we're gonna do this every single time. I wish we could just go down the list and talk about them, but I think it's more fun if we could do it song by song. Well, not what I mean is the titles. But okay, so Steve, what is your take? First, you get first crack at this time. What is your take on this song?
Yeah. Again, the song is weird because it's only it's a minute 44. It was a little again. This was like the first thing like when I have ever listened to Hot Mulligan like on in my car or on tape on record. This was the first thing, and I liked the lead guitar a lot. And I remembered from when I saw them that I liked the kind of dual singers with one of them being screamy. It was a little tough for me to like fully again I like to somewhat be able to sing along or understand or hear the lyrics. This one I couldn't really get all that much. And considering that it's only a minute 44 and it seems like it basically goes right into the next song, I had to like concentrate myself to go back and just make sure I listened to this 144. I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't something that like blew me away at the first track, but I guess it does let you know what you're in for the rest of this album. And if you don't know this band, what they bring to the table.
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of it. And you're right, it does hit you with what Hot Mulligan is going to sound like. And that sound to me is heavily weighted towards the vocalist, the main vocalist, Nathan, I think his name is Sandville, if I'm not mistaken. He is the lead vocalist. Yes, there's others in the band, as you alluded to, but his style is a style that to me is super unique. Like I don't know of another lyricist that sings like this. And what I say is when you think about bands that incorporate the screams into the songs, Steve, generally what they do is they have a melodic part and then a screamy part and then a melodic part and a screamy part. And you can intermix that a bit, but this guy, he he finds a way and he has such a unique voice, such a unique singing voice. But he screams, the way he accentuates words within his lyrical prose is by screaming them or screaming the end of them or accentuating with a scream. And it's even less of a scream and more of just like a loud, raspy explosion. I don't know how else to put it, but it's great. It's so great. And you hear that right away here, and you mix that in with a really fast-paced, energetic song. It has that sound, and that's the other piece of it too that I love about Hot Mulligan. These songs have this sound to them. They have this guitar. They have this, I don't know if it's synth or something, but it makes you feel a certain way on every single track. Some of it's rooted in my mind in nostalgia, and I'll get back to that theme because it makes me feel a certain way, and I almost feel like it's a nostalgic feeling. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it does. And with this song, that's there in the background, but this is a little bit more fast paced. This is a head bopper to me, and you mix that with what the lyricist gives you, it's an instant hit for me. So I love this. I love this intro track. I think this is exactly what you need if it's your first time with Hot Mulligan, or if you're following up, listening to this as your follow up record to the last one, which I believe a lot of people got into this band from the last one, that 2020 album, You'll Be Fine. This is a great follow up to that, and it keeps your interest. So that's where I'm at on this track.
All right. It's a family movie. She hates her dad.
There it is.
I
So
pause.
There's another one. I chuckled about this one because I
I
could.
think that this one actually has something to do with the song, though.
Okay, talk about it.
Well, I think that the song kind of talks about like a dysfunctional like family dynamic. So I think it's kind of taking that and just saying that in a strange way. Like normally somebody might say dysfunctional family is the name of the song, but they do this. It's a family movie. She hates her dad. Um, in terms of the song, I really like the electric sounding guitars here. The vocal cadence that Nathan brings to the table, especially during these like starts and stops. Offer nothing, never change. I thought that was great throughout the song. I really like this chorus. The blackout. Am I better now? I like how they change the pre-chorus and the chorus pretty much each time that they say it. They go back to that like lyrical delivery with the pausing the whole time. And overall, I think this song stood out to me big time. I liked it a lot at that number two.
What is trying to stitch up my grandpa's Tommies?
Um, I don't know. Tommy Bahamas,
That's a good
Tommy
guess.
Hilfigers.
I thought Tommy Bahamas. That was the first thing that came to my mind. That's a shirt. I have a Tommy Bahama shirt, you know.
Do you?
I do. It's nice.
I think I have Tommy Bahama beach chairs.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what my favorite line from this one is saw my family off their face when I was graduating. Like that was funny, I think.
So what does that mean? I was thinking about
Drunk.
that. What's that?
That they were all drunk.
Oh, I saw my family off their like drunk off their face. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the way I took it. And you know it's like I can not my family like barely drinks, but you know it's I could see that though. Like, you know, I think for a lot of growing up, like not even growing up, but as an adult, I would always have all my friends over for like my daughter's birthday parties, and we would all obviously be drinking. So she wouldn't necessarily see us off our face,
Hmm.
but you know, it was a bunch of guys and their significant others partaking in alcoholic beverages, and you know, I could see that. So, but I just thought that was a clever lyric. You know, the other funny thing is here, like I feel like they do a lot of reflecting backwards, and this is another one of those songs that kind of reflects back on life. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I think this hits home like it does. When I talked about the nostalgia of it, that they have a lot of lyrics that talk about life in arrears, and I like that a lot. I'm a sucker for nostalgia.
Sure.
And when you pair that with a sound that I love so much, I think you get you get a great mix. So this one, I think this has an amazing melody to it. So right off the bat, I'm hooked. Probably better than the first track by far. Actually, I talked about the reminiscing. This song does a lot of reminiscing, and I think you know that's pretty evident in the lyrics. You hear it has an amazing guitar line in the background, and it comes and goes. But man, like listen to the song and listen for it because it's not overwhelming, but it just sits back there, and it's so good. It's so good. It mixes right in. It makes you feel a certain way, and I think this chorus is definitely an earworm to me. Yeah, actually, the whole song to me is an earworm. I immediately gravitated towards this one. I immediately started singing this one when I learned the lyrics, obviously. But I mean, I have them here on Spotify, but I can't say enough good things about this track. I think it's amazing.
Yeah. Agreed. Why don't you go into and I smoke and I smoke.
And I smoke. So this one I cannot explain to you what that means, but it is it's just another banger. It's another banger, Steve. I don't care what anybody says. I got to use that word during this episode because I cannot not use that word. I think I think there's no way this guy breathes like a regular human being because the way that he delivers these lyrics in certain bursts on this song, I don't know where he takes a breath. I mean, I understand it's all recorded and there's ways, there's tricky, there's stuff you can do with recording, but it's just awesome the way that he delivers these lyrics in the fast-paced nature that he does. Uh, Again, it has a super unique melody here, haunting. It's amazing. Like I love it so much. And when he starts in with, I think it's the lyric. I just closed it out. It's not in my head, but I have it written down. I just want to get to it here. I think it's when he starts talking about and the regular part, and he starts going from there. Like that part of the song, with starting with the regular part. Make sure I'm on the right song here.
Yeah, I don't know where
I
that
think
is.
I wrote it down. I thought for sure it's in the song. Why do I see something different now? I don't know. While you're talking, I'll look through it. But there was a piece of the song. If it's another song, and I'll take that back. But if it is this song, which for some reason I'm not seeing it, I must have been confused. Anyway, when we get to that song, I'll bring that back up again. But this was a good one for sure.
Yeah,
So
I think one thing that I find that's very unique and impressive about pretty much every song is the guitars. The guitars are very unique, very different in every song. This one's got a very like Helicopter by Block Party ish vibe, like kind of. This one's got that kind of like fun background guitar or lead guitar. Sorry. This chorus is really good. I wish I could understand it without looking at the lyrics, but whatever it is, it sounds really good. And to your point about how does the vocalist keep up with the singing, I feel like the same could be said for the drums. The drums are real sick in this song. And I know in this one they do, in the final chorus, they like change the lyrics up. And then the song ends how it starts with that fractal, how the pattern repeats itself, except they repeat that, but they do it like more kick ass, like in the end, like, with the full band. So I thought this was a pretty cool song. I liked And I Smoke.
but now I'm super mad at myself because
I'm
God,
sure
where
we'll
is
run
it?
into those lyrics somewhere.
But how would I like I literally wrote that as a bullet under this song. How could I have been that confused? There's no way.
I don't know what frame of mind you're in when you're listening and writing notes. I have no idea.
It doesn't make any sense. I black out. Like there's just no way. I don't remember any of the stuff that I wrote down, but I do know that if I put it under one song, that it belongs to that song, and I just do not see it here. So I have no idea what happened, Steve. I have no idea.
All right. Well, we'll move on.
You're not going to give me a hard time or anything.
If you messed up, it's okay. Things happen.
All right. Okay. Okay. I like this new Steve.
It's all
I
good.
like I like what
It's
we're
all
doing
good.
here.
This song is called It's Called What It's Called. I like that title. I think that's funny.
I do. Hey, hey, what's this song? What's this song called again? It's called what it's called. I I guess that's the conversation they had.
Something like that. I mean, this song is quite different than these first the three. I definitely like the like darker, kind of slower vibe in the beginning of this song. To me, it seems like a drug or alcohol induced kind of ramble. He's just kind of going on. He says multiple times, "I don't know where my wallet is." So I feel like whenever he came up with this, he was just in some crazy fucked up state. It definitely picks up after the first verse, but then a little later on, it changes to slow again, and it gets very brand new sounding for sure. Even though I read all the lyrics, I cannot process the song's meaning. I have absolutely no idea. Song itself, again, very unique. No real chorus. The song structure is like almost non-existent. I've no idea what's going. Not a bad song, not a bad listen at all. The end with the harmonies and the scream to end it, the screaming kind of verse to end it, was probably my favorite part of the song. I thought that was really cool.
Well, it sounds like it sounds like this one is about him like in a strange city on tour, especially that first verse. A Cape Town, some Royal Crown, an hour, I don't know where my wallet is, crawl to bed on a stranger's floor, lit cigarette, burning holes into their porch, an old van, a farmer's tan, a venue. I don't know where my wallet is. So it sounds like he's obviously in a foreign town, not sure where he's at. Maybe a buddy lives there. They're crashing into this place. They had us. They had a show. There was a bunch of people there. They had their old van. They had a bunch of guys with farmers' tans at the show. That's the way I see it, I guess, maybe.
That makes
Um,
sense.
but I don't like. Then you get into the years past. I lost them all. Reaching up my head and find. I don't remember most of the time. Take more pictures. I guess again, he's just kind of looking back on things. But lyrics aside, is this the one I was talking about?
You said something about reaching.
The regular part. It's
Oh,
the
the
regular
regular
part.
part. I don't know about the regular part.
The
Let's not
regular
get
part
too drilled
starts.
down on that.
Why? I want to know.
Okay.
I want to know where that's at because that's the crux of. I
I
can't
know,
get
but
past
every
that.
song, are we gonna like stop and like read all the lyrics to look for that one line?
I cannot get past that, Steve.
Just
I
move on.
must make my point. I must make my point. You were just supportive of me, and now you're at
You're too
odds with me.
focused on it. You need to just keep going.
What happened to the support? What happened to support, Steve, in 2025?
Yeah, I've reached my limit.
It was like 3 minutes.
It's too much. You went right back to it.
So there is so much going on here in this tune, Steve. You hit on it. It is these extreme shifts. I'm reiterating what you said, but I hear them too. I called it ballad screaming. It's a ballad screamo tune. I love it though. I love it. It's great. So, like that's who does that. Maybe brand new does, but man, these guys do it in a different way, and it still comes out amazing. Nothing to me. Nothing hits as hard as the what did I put? The second tune picks up the pace. This it must be the second verse or the second time, like when he starts. There's a part of this song, I guess, that really just hits really hard, and I made a note of that. And I think that's where the pace picks up, and I think it's the start of something spectacular. And I think what I'm talking about is more lyrics. Oh, there we go. So here we are, Steve. This is not what I was talking about before, but there is a lyric that says, "Nothing hits as hard as the second time." Boom. That's what I meant. It was a lyric. And that's where the pace picks up. And my point is, it's the start of something spectacular. So from that point on in the song, I think it's when it really starts to get special. It really starts to get special. And so I think that it's a fantastic song. The last thing I'll say is each line from that point forward is amazingly sang by the lyricist. Like just the way that it's enunciated, the way that it's delivered, it hits every single time just home. So God, like listen to this track. It's so good. It's so good. But we're gonna find that other lyric. So now this next one is called Christ Alive. My toe,
No, you
damn
skipped
it,
one.
hurts. Oh, you know why I skipped it? Because it's the one that I really don't know if I like on this album.
No shoes in the coffee shop or socks?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I don't I don't I don't endorse bare feet by anybody.
It's funny, there's a video for this, and everybody is in a coffee shop, but they all have socks on, just no shoes.
Hmm. If you went to a coffee shop, would you want to go barefoot or with socks on?
I would want to be have my footwear, please.
Fully
Yeah.
shoed up.
Yeah, I would.
What if it was? Does this go back to the sock hop conversation? I
No,
mean, can we?
please, we don't need to do that.
I mean, but it fits. It kind of fits.
No. Let's talk about the song.
Go ahead.
So you didn't listen to this one, or you just
Oh
didn't
yeah,
like it?
I did. I
Oh,
did, but
okay.
it seems like maybe you think a little bit differently than I do. So
I really like this song. This is like the third. They had 3 singles off this record. This was the third one. I think that another really strong lead guitar riff, like right off the bat, the drums do that thing where he like hits the side of the snare, that little click, click, click thing, which is awesome. The chorus is sung a little bit more subdued, but I think this is one of the more sing-alongy choruses of all of them. And the chorus, it really paints this like bleak picture if you think about it. He says, for every crater on the moon, there's an empty beer around the room. So like this guy's in his room with so many empty beers. He only wanted sleep. Could you show me my options? Nothing left to drink, holding on to the nausea, holding on so the nausea might subside. That's a bleak picture. I feel like these guys drink a lot and they have inner turmoil. And that's just my thought process on that. This second time they do the chorus, they add this whole nother part to it. Is this the punishment I've earned? That part, I love when you have a really good chorus and then you expand upon it. I really, really like this song, and it ends with this awesome guitar lick, right how it opens up. So I think this one is in a good spot here, number 5. It's a strong song for sure.
You know what this sounds like to me? It sounds like this song sounds like something else, and it almost sounds like a Hot Mulligan version of a late 90s pop song, like a late 90s, early 2000s pop song, but Hot Mulligan. Like it has that, Gin Blossoms is more like mid 90s, but it has that sound to it somewhat. I don't know. Maybe it was just too sing-songy for me. Maybe I didn't want to. I didn't want this. I don't know. Like this wasn't Nathan, right? This wasn't the lyricist that I like. Is this the other guy that sings mostly on this one?
I'm not sure. I know that Nathan is like the lead vocalist, and then Chris does like kind of co-lead vocals, but I'm not sure like exactly who's singing on what song.
Well, you can tell Nathan right away. I mean, he has that like scratchy, just it's that unique, scratchy, screamy voice, but almost just I don't. It's not whiny. It's hard to explain, but you can pick it out of 1,000 people, in my opinion.
Yeah, they don't have the official like breakdown on who's singing or anything on the wikis.
Yeah, I don't know. Like again, I just this one didn't hit like the other ones had so far for me. I thought it was just a little bit too regular, and that's not what I want out of Hot Mulligan. I don't want just a regular song. I want uniqueness, and they didn't give it to me here. So not a skip, but not my fave.
All right, well, you really wanted to get into this one.
Yeah, where's my notes on this one? Because I wrote my notes, Steve, in a way that it's all out of order. I did the songs completely out of order.
Just to make it so it's the cleanest podcast we can possibly do.
Well, no, I wanted to search around for my notes.
Great.
So, but I found it. I found it as we were talking.
So
Can you
get to
believe
it.
it? Can you believe it?
Go ahead.
Come on, man. We're having a conversation. What are we
I know,
doing
but
here?
you slow down so much.
People like to slow down. This is an album where you slow down. We're so fast paced every day. It's time to slow down and have a good time. Relax.
Oh gosh.
Enjoy. I don't want this album to go away. I want it to stay. I want to enjoy it. Do you think people Christ, so the name of it's Christ Alive, my toe, damn it, hurts. So it's a bunch of words that aren't in the right order, first of all. Christ Alive? I've heard Man Alive. I've never heard Christ Alive. Is that just another way to say it?
Maybe that's a Michigan phrase. I don't know.
Yeah, but you've heard Man Alive, right?
Not really.
No?
I don't think so.
It's more, I mean, people like that would be like a grandmother term. I don't know. Like I haven't heard that. Like our generation didn't say it as much, but I did hear parents and grandparents say it from time to time. So, and it's an exclamation of something that doesn't go your way. But yes, I guess if you had your toe slammed in a door, you might say Man Alive or Christ Alive. I don't know. This one gets a star, Wingman Steve. This one has a great intro once again, and that riff is just top notch. It kicks in, more guitar goodness here, guys. This one is guitar central. Like I love it one. And then there's this chorus. This is another one that really it has some awe to it. It has this aura. It makes me feel nostalgic here. It has that nostalgic sound. What is nostalgic sound? I don't know. I don't know how to explain that to you, but it sure just does. It makes me feel, I don't know if it's 15 years ago. I don't know if it's 20 years ago. I don't know, but it makes me feel that way. And I like that feeling and it feels good. And this song brings me there. And in addition to that, it's there's this little riff, this little like guitar, like this little thing they do
Diddly doo.
that it's in there, right? You've heard it. You know what I'm talking about.
Deedle dee doo. Diddly doo.
Yeah.
I was like, I hope I remember how that goes.
Well, I'm glad you did because I think it's so well done. Like that's just thrown in there. It's so small, but I think it's great. Like it just adds so much character to this one. It's an upbeat song. Again, pure energy, ton of emotion. More of the accentuated screams, during the accentuated raspy screaming during just the lines that are delivered that I've come to just enjoy. And how about that ending that just grinds to a halt? It's almost like a wind-up toy is slowing down to a stop, and then it starts back up with some awesome screams, just some great growling there. Like, it just, wow, what a song. It gives you everything. Great track.
I think this one should have maybe been called And I Smoke. Like that whole first verse here is about him like not wanting to smoke. He feels like he's dying, but he'll take the cig anyway. Maybe they like switched something. I don't know. But I did make a note that the Dilinu guitar for sure. I think the vocal delivery scream things to hear are fantastic. Where he's like, I think I'll take it. I can't even do it. But he's really, really good in the verses of this song. This is one again that I don't really think that there's a chorus. There's a one thing that does repeat a couple times, but I couldn't really find a like something that sounded like a chorus. This one was very brand newish, especially towards the end. The very overall kind of strange. The slowdown at the end and screaming. And at first, I don't know that I like the end that much with that scream and the slowdown and stuff like that. But at first, I thought I didn't really like this song that much. And the more I listened to it, it definitely grew on me. So I actually do really like it, but maybe not as much at the very end.
I was looking for those lyrics while you were talking. I'm sure you said a lot of good things.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll talk about the next song then. Thanks for paying attention, though.
You get so mad. Like, I don't understand. Like, you don't understand what this means to me, obviously.
There's only two of us, and you're just searching for the lyrics. You're not listening to what I'm saying. You can't react.
I'm not the one that has to listen to this podcast. Everybody out there is listening. I'm not listening.
But we're interacting.
No, I mean, you're giving your opinion. I half listen to you.
All right. That's fantastic.
Let's talk
about this nice slow song called Betty.
I could give you the gist of what you said. So yes, so I will continue.
You don't have to say it.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. You could just hit rewind, or there's that little backwards 30-second button you can hit, right?
I'm not going to hit that.
No, you don't hit that here. You hit it when you're listening.
Yes, it's true.
Anybody can do it. It's beautiful. It's the future. All right, talk about Betty.
So this is a song where obviously you can definitely understand the words for sure. Total acoustic, just him and a guitar. This is really this is a sweet song. I love a good full acoustic song. I think I love the reality of the whistling for sure. I really feel like after his pet, Betty died, he was just like, I need to get this out of my brain right now. I need to, like, he went in the closet or something and just recorded this. Like I felt his pain for sure in this song. And I thought it was really, really sweet. What'd you think?
I thought it was a ballad. Here's what I liked about this one. Sweet wasn't the word. I get that though, but I think this one sounded very raw very indie to me, like a very like it was an indie song. It's more like an indie rock, but it sounded like it was recorded in a way that you felt like you were in the room with him. So or with them, the band, which made it different to me. So I like that aspect of it. And there's not much more I have here. So I just think that's what it is. It is what it is. It's a really just soft ballad. It takes you off course because it's not what you're expecting. This band has not given you anything to this degree on this album. So if this is your first time through listening to Hot Mulligan, this one takes you aback a little bit. Like, wow, okay,
It's a
that's
palate
different.
cleanser.
It's a different. And I know a lot of bands do that, and then, there's hardcore bands and bands that are harder sound that throw a ballad in there. But just in the confines of this album, like this is it. But I think because of that rawness of the track, I think it gives it a lot more character than just doing a straight up mixed ballad that has like layered guitars and all that stuff. So I like it in that way. I think they did a good job with that sound.
In your head, what animal is Betty?
I didn't know Betty was an animal.
Oh, really?
Why would you say that?
Got her ashes from the vet today?
I mean, I guess.
How else could you interpret that? She used to sleep tucked in a tiny ball.
I mean, any a person can sleep in a ball. Like I ball up when I sleep.
Right, but the vet line is pretty clear.
What if
So
the
you
vet
didn't
was
you didn't
his
realize it was a
sister
pet.
and like a family member? The vet was a family
Well,
member.
no. I've got the answer. I was just asking what you thought.
Well, I mean, there is no. It's music. You heard it yourself. Music is subjective, so there's no answer.
Well, I
It's
think
just the.
that's an important thing because when I listened to this song for the first time, I'm like, oh, this guy's dog died. That's like so sad because that's immediately where I went. Like most people will go dog or cat, but in real life, Betty was a rat. It was his pet rat who he
Uh,
loved and adored and passed away. And he wrote the song about her.
do you know anybody with a pet rat?
Not personally, but I've heard that they make good pets.
Really
Yeah, apparently they're like loving and stuff.
loving.
Yeah,
You love
they're
like.
loving.
Do you let it loose and have it crawl on you?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
He used to
Okay.
seems like he like sleeps with the rat.
I'm not making fun. I mean, whatever you're into, but I mean, do you take it out? Do you comb it with a comb?
I'm not exactly sure. Hopefully like more of a brush than a
Do
comb
you do you like
thing.
brush its the
Or
two
like
teeth with the
walk it on a leash. I don't know.
yeah. Like they can get pretty big. So yeah,
We
what
shouldn't
do you?
joke about his pain.
Yeah, no, we're not joking about his pain. I mean, I feel bad for his rat. We're just talking about people with rats for pets in general. What do you do? Do you take care of it the same way you take care of like a chinchilla, or do you take care of it differently? I'd love to know because I have no idea.
I don't really know the care of a chinchilla personally, but probably similar, I guess.
How do you clean it? Do you put it in like a little basket and dunk it in water like over and over?
Maybe.
Just dunk it.
I don't know. Maybe they
I
just
make
clean themselves. Like I don't give my cat a bath or anything. Cat just like licks itself.
You don't dunk your cat in water.
No, that would not go over well.
What do the cats don't care? Eventually, they don't care, right?
Cats don't like water for the most part.
Isn't that like an old wives' tale?
No, I think most don't particularly like to be wet.
So what do? Do you just spray it with Febreze, or how do you do that?
No, cats clean themselves.
Oh, I mean, you got to clean it eventually, don't you?
No, the cat cleans itself. He's very
Really?
clean.
I have never had a cat. I have no idea.
Yeah, you should get one.
No dunking.
You should get one. Yeah, don't duck it. But you
Don't
can
dunk it.
invite your cat to the cock party.
Oh, so what are we talking about here, Steve? This isn't just a cock party, it's the cock party too.
Better than the first.
So obviously the first
The first cock
I,
party wasn't
I'm not
fantastic.
laughing. I'm not laughing because it's not funny.
It is funny.
The first one was so amazing that they got together, they had a couple meetings, they decided that, we have to do a follow up. They got together a guest list. They ordered food. They figured out the entertainment to have Cock Party 2. So Steve, do you think all the time, energy, and money put into this second time around was worth it?
I think so. This second cock party is the party of all parties. I love the title of the song. This is another song that's got like its own vibe. And if I were to try and equate it to something, I would maybe go something like Angels and Airwaves. It's just such a cool song. Um, you know, the title's funny. I almost wish like such a good song maybe just would have got a regular title. I don't know. Who gives a shit? But the song just like it starts slow. And this is one where it just like builds and builds and builds throughout and comes to this crescendo after the second chorus with these screamy vocals that are just really, really good. And if you were to have me listen to this song and say like, what's the last thing on earth that you would name the song, it might be Cock Party 2, better than the first. But yeah, I really like this here at number 8.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I solved the mystery. I got it. I know what I was talking about. You're not even going to ask me. You're not going to
Dude,
ask me what I
I've
was
so
talking
lost
about.
interest. Yeah, go ahead.
I can move on now. Aren't you happy for? So what I was saying was it's the regulate part that starts a masterpiece in the song And I Smoke. And there's a line about regulating my breath, relax my jaw. That is the part that starts off something that I think is super special.
So you were
So
still looking at the lyrics from the third song when we're on the eighth
I
song.
had to know. I had to know.
Okay. I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you got it.
I got it. I got it. So go back and listen to that because it's so good. It's so good. Okay. Now I can move on. We can talk. What song are we talking about now? I can't remember.
Cock Party 2.
I know. I'm just, whatever. It's fine. I get it. We're professionals. We know where we're at. I have my notes. Relax. So this one does have a super different sound to it. It sounds, I wrote down emo contemporary. There's no debating that to me. Like I feel like that's the sound itself. Very 2015-ish to this sound, which isn't a bad thing. It's just the way I think it sounds to me. It has that dreamy, floaty melody. So a lot of songs probably in that time frame to me had that. But I do like this version of the band. I think with the latter song, the later part of the song ramp up, it definitely adds to the fact that I really like this. But tell me that shift towards the end wasn't awesome. Like that shift in the song was just it's a masterpiece. Like I love the way they did that. So there was so many good things here, but yeah, this is a different one. You're right. Like this was a unique sounding song that definitely gave me a little bit of a throwback feel, but and not too much of a throwback. Only 2015, which I guess was 10 years ago.
Wow.
So,
That's crazy.
all right, shh, golf is on.
Shh.
You know what we didn't talk about, by the way, is didn't I bring this album up at some point in time and give you my favorite songs off of it for continuity's sake?
Um,
I swear that I did.
I don't. You mean like offline or on the show?
No, this was on a show. I think didn't we do like an album, a favorite album, and then we just had to call out our top song from it or something like that.
I don't remember that,
The
but I
reason I
remember
remember,
hearing the title of the song before.
well, my point is that if you go back and there is a show that does that, we've done so many shows at this point in time. Some of them I cannot remember, but this one, if my lists don't align with that, that's because obviously I've changed as an individual. It's a new year. It's a new me. It's a new Steve, supportive Steve in 25, which
Something
I
like that.
appreciate. Obviously, that's over. But golf is on. This one gets another star, ladies and gentlemen. This is our back to normal Hot Mulligan. train that we're back onto after Cock Party 2 and Betty that were just different, right? They were different types of tracks. But this is back to what you love or what you expect from Hot Mulligan. And you talk about that chorus. I wrote down like there's so much that is said in so little words. There's so much power in just several words that they throw out there in a chorus. It is not overly engineered. There's probably what 6 words in this chorus, maybe a couple more, but I love that. I love that. And I know you're going to debate this, but I swear that even the whoa-ohs in this song are screamed. If that's the case, I love it. I love the whoa-ohs when they are screamed the way that he does it. So, and if you do not believe me, I will find that piece and I will send you the soundbite because I swear that they're in there. So, that said, every lyric delivered here is worth listening to. This song is just fire. What did you think, Steve?
I thought it was an interesting choice. This was their first single, and to take the first single, put it here at number 9, and then the second single is number 10. That's just an interesting. I feel like that's like a Midwest emo kind of thing to do. I thought the chorus was the longer part, not just the recheck change, but there's nothing special in the water. I'm pretty sure that is like the chorus. And
I don't think so because they repeat that part over and over again. Why wouldn't that be the chorus? You think that what is the pre-chorus? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think there's nothing special in the water here is the chorus. The recheck change is kind of like a post chorus because every time they do one, they do the other one afterwards, or the whole thing is just one chorus. But I take the really catchy part as the chorus is what I thought. Yeah, I thought that the chorus is pretty good. That part is pretty earwormy, but the rest of the song, not as much to me. I thought I might have heard some cowbell in there, which I thought was pretty cool. And I think again it was another song that that grew on me as I listened to it more and more. And that's it.
Wow. I'm surprised. I thought you were going to like this one. And I thought the recheck change was catchy in its own way. Like I feel like that was super catchy with just those 2 words, recheck change, recheck change. Like I like that. It wasn't plainly sung either, but I don't know. Hey, whatever. That's me. That's where we differ.
So
This
what's Gans Media?
I had every intention of trying to look that up. I don't know. I don't know what GANs Media is.
I mean, we
I
know what
wonder
retro games are. That's right up your alley.
it is, but GANs Media, I've never heard of that in my life unless it's some kind of local game store in Livonia, Michigan.
There is
I
one in Hopatcong, New Jersey. Gans Media Computer Services and Retro Games.
well, there you go.
And there's
I've
an Instagram, Gans Media Retro Games. We are a computer retail shop that offers a wide range of services as well as a large selection of retro games in our retail space.
I imagine they went to the store and someone just said we should name our track this.
It's kind of funny. I would have thought that this Instagram account would have more than 613 followers, considering it's named, it's got the name of the song here.
Well, departure time. How big do we feel Hot Mulligan is right now?
I
Like
don't know.
in the grand scheme of not new, but newer acts that are on the punk emo scale.
I think
Like,
I think on the higher end tier, I think they're a well-known act. I think they can do headlining shows, but they also do a lot of like festivals and stuff like that.
do you think they'd be on MTV right now if MTV was MTV of the early 2000s?
Maybe, maybe not. That would be on the fringe.
Would they be on the same level as like a Sum 41 of that era?
No, I don't think so.
Who would you relate them to? Who would you equate them to?
Somebody that maybe had like a song or two that kind of hit, but maybe didn't get like super ton of airplay. I don't
Like
know.
a SR-71,
Maybe like the starting line.
the
Like Best of
starting line.
Me got a little bit of play, but not a whole lot. Something like that. Obviously
Well, we
not the
didn't
sound, but
we didn't play the game, but I'll just tell you, like, we didn't play the Spotify game, but because obviously it would have been a little bit more challenging. But it looks like, based on what I'm seeing here, like, the more popular songs are like the most popular song not off this album, 42 million streams, and then the rest, like, there's a couple that are about 24 million, and then 26 million, 12 million. So I mean, that's a lot of streams.
Yeah,
And
it's a good amount.
the songs that are at 42 million, yeah, that album come out in 2020, so it is 5 years ago. But still, I mean, if I release a song today, I don't know if I'd have 42 million streams in 5 years. I'm not sure that I would.
It would have to be good.
It would be really good. It would be really good. But the song itself here, so Gans Media Retro Games, I was really, really excited about this one. I don't know why. Maybe I thought it was going to have like a retro game feel to it. It doesn't. It doesn't sound like it's laid back. I like the laid back nature of the melody. I just think there's less to get excited about. As this song is, it's more on the steady side, so it doesn't do anything that outlandish and unique and stand out ish. Doesn't do any of that to me. So for me, it's like real steady, real easy. And maybe if I'm in a certain mood, I'd like it, but just this one didn't compare with the rest the way that I really kind of gushed about the rest of the songs. So,
Yeah, I felt like the lyrics are very gritty, like right from the get go. The "What is a problem?" I did like the melody and the guitars. I thought the chorus was okay. It was pretty good. A lot of that like kind of unclean lyrics, but that's okay. They did like take a different take on the chorus the last time through, and I can't think of what it is off the top of my head without listening to it at this moment. But I wrote down that I really like the transitions from the verses to the chorus. So maybe that was something that stood out to me as I was listening through. Good transitions.
mm, good. Hey, these transitions are good. Those transitions are good. All right. So you talked earlier about a bunch of guys getting drunk and like just saying shit, and it ended up being a lyric or a song title. I think that's what this is. Like, I think they were just like screwing around, and some dude like hit his head on the beam that was in the attic or wherever they were, and he said like slurred speech, smacked my head off, and they used it here, which is so funny. It's so great. It's so great. I'm just not sure that the song matches the greatness of the title of the song itself. I think it's good. Like, it's another good song. It's like Gans Media. Like, I think it's fine. But I don't know. I didn't know really what to write about this one, Steve. I was kind of just pencil locked. I don't know what the word is. I was just, I had writer's block when it came to this one.
Okay.
I like what I liked about it were, I like that it's okay. The way that he
Okay.
delivers that it's okay. I thought that was something that really I just remembered about the song that made it memorable to me, the way that he delivered that one little line. And I again thought the melody was really good too. So a great tune. The song itself, though, overall, I thought it was, just kind of above average.
Yeah, I think it's above average. Again, I find that these guys are really good at constructing interesting guitar lines. Not all the same, very different. There's some back and forth between the vocals here that's really, really strong in this one. In terms of the lyrics, I read through it. It seems just like a collection of ramblings. The chorus is quick, but it's emotional. If what I think is the chorus is actually the chorus, I'm not exactly sure. And this is one when I kind of read through it. A lot of these songs they give me a little bit of like sad vibes, like a guy who's just kind of really struggling with himself and his life, and his mistakes, and trying to do his best, but realizing that not everything is going super well. Doesn't match the title, but I like the song. I thought it was above average.
Yeah, I mean, this is more reminiscing too. I told you that earlier. Like, this is definitely reminiscing on the past, and it sounds like It sounds like it's a couple different things, and I'm reading through it too. It seems like we're talking about somebody that's in a bad spot at home, maybe by themselves. But then he goes into, do you mind if we watch something else? Where's the remote? Then you gave me your phone. It's okay. It's okay. So it seems like there's somebody there with him, but that could be in his head. And that could be him reminiscing back to when there was and kind of reflecting on his time with this significant other. I don't know. I'd have to read it again to really kind of flesh that out, but I see that in there. So, yes, sad, sure. But it feeds into that reminiscing theme that I kind of brought up before that I really, really latch on to here. So the last one is
This is right up your alley in terms of song title. You
it
must have loved this.
is.
You probably loved this song before you ever even heard it.
Well, I remember this is the song I think I talked about on another episode.
Yeah,
So
this was definitely brought up at some point.
John the Rock Cena, can you smell what the Rock is cooking? So
No, can
I'm
you
a
smell
fan
what
of.
the Undertaker?
All right, I just wrote it down. But can you smell what the Undertaker? So obviously, if for anybody out there that watches wrestling or knows anything about it, that's nonsense. It's a bunch of things just kind of mixed together, but it's clever. It's clever in a lot of ways, and that's what they're going for in these song titles. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But I think that this album goes out with just an amazing bang. Like you couldn't, to me, ask for a better song to kind of go out on. The melody and the tempo gallops along throughout the whole song with those familiar guitars that we've been talking about this whole time. They're just amazing once again. You got more great stuff from Nathan. Love again the way that he kind of fits into the songwriting here and the way he delivers the lyrics. Um, I even think like there's some uniqueness to some of the individual lines that are delivered here. And I've said that before, but this one's a little bit different because it almost feels like there are within the line of lyric, there's a build based on the way that he delivers it. So usually the build is line by line. I think within the line there's a build, and I love that so much. So the line ends with a scream, but it doesn't start with one. And that's really cool to me. So, and the music, like I don't know why this music just is so good in my head. It's that nostalgic feel. It's that synth. Maybe there's a synth sound. I mean, maybe, or maybe that's just a guitar. Either way, I'm here for it. Like I love the way that sounds. And man, did they just wrap this album up in a way that couldn't be any better. So big fan of this one again, Steve. What about you?
Yeah, I think this is another new look from Hot Mulligan, at least to me, not having heard their previous albums. Like this sounds a little more pop punky. Honestly, I think that this one is the most pop punky of anything on this album. Maybe in the beginning a little front bottomsy in terms of like the vocals and the vibe to it. The chorus grew on me the more and more I listened to it. I thought the verses were very, very strong, and it's got a fun, clever title. So I think this one does. I wouldn't say that it ends it on the strongest note of the whole album. I guess we'll get to ranking it. We'll see. But I think it ends it up pretty well.
Easy. Don't give it away.
I did not.
Don't you dare.
I did nothing of the kind.
Don't you dare. But I'll tell you what, I am smart in 2025, Wingman Steve. I no longer will play into the trap that you have set for me in times past. So before we get to the next segment, is there anything that you would like to say?
I think we're going to go to the next thing.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
We don't have to play the setlist game every time, if that's what you're inferring.
I'm not saying that we don't have to do anything. I'm giving you the opportunity to do whatever it is you want to do. This is your time.
I am good to go, bro. It's been over an hour of my time. It's all good.
Easy, easy. There was a lot of discovery during that hour, and part of that discovery was just it felt so good. It felt really good, Steve. You have no idea. Actually, you have every idea what I'm talking about. But enough about that. Let's go on to the next segment. And hey, if you're fans of the show, you know where I'm going. If you're not, you have no idea. But for anybody that's listening, the next segment of the show is something we like to call Ranking It. That's right. Everybody loves a list. We love them too. And what we do during Ranking It is we rank our top 3 favorite tracks off of the album that we're talking about, that specific episode. And as we discussed, we are talking about the album from Hot Mulligan, Why Would I Watch? Wingman Steve, you're usually first, and this time is no different. So give us your top 3 in order from 3, 2, 1 with 0, 0. I repeat, 0 honorable mentions.
Got it. Yeah, I had to make. I had one last listen before we started, and I made a quick switch here. But number 3, I'm gonna go with Cock Party 2. Better than the first. Really, really like that song. Number 2 is it's a family movie. She hates her dad. That second song, really, really good. And number 1, I think my favorite song, which I don't think you liked very much, was No Shoes in the Coffee Shop or Socks. But I think maybe you just didn't like it because of the title.
I wouldn't say I didn't like it, but it was definitely in the bottom 3 for me.
Fair enough.
But the bottom 3 on this album are very good, so nothing wrong with that. Ooh, man. I think I have, you know what? It's funny because I look at my notes and I have 3 songs that each have 1 star. So I think this is pretty easy. The tough part for me was figuring out what goes 1, 2, 3. But I think as I thought about it, it's fairly simple. So I'm gonna go I'm going to go with Family Movie. She Hates Her Dad as number 3. Oh wow! I'm gonna go. Golf is on number 2. That could have easily been number 1, but I'm gonna go. Christ Alive, My Toe Doesn't Hurt is number 1. There's just something special about that one. So there's my list. 3, 2, 1. We did it.
We did it. Only one overlap, but that's okay. Good album. I'm glad that we finally got to Hot Mulligan.
Yeah, this is going to be in my regular rotation for sure, and it has been, admittedly, but it'll be a little bit further up the chain on my regular rotation. And don't sleep on that other album, and hopefully we get the opportunity on this show to cover it at some point in time.
We can also listen to that 2024 EP. We should do that since we thought we were doing that in the first place.
Well, hold on. So You'll Be Fine. If you haven't listened to You'll Be Fine yet, go listen to it. That's what got me into the band almost instantaneously. There's some really great tracks. I almost would say that I like that one a little bit better than this album. And you obviously just heard how much I love this one. So go check that out first. Well, listen to this album because we just talked about it. But shortly after that, go check out You'll Be Fine. Either way, you'll be in a good spot. So hopefully you do that because we want you to experience new music just like we did because we're open to those things, Steve, aren't we?
Absolutely, we are.
We're not just pop punk dads that only like music from the 2000s.
We like actually post emo too.
We do. We think that there's some great stuff happening today. We think there's some really good music out there in the genre that we love. And this is a testament to that. There's a lot of great bands out there doing a lot of great things. And Hot Mulligan's one of them. Hopefully I get a chance to go see them again for the first time. Hopefully Steve gets to go see them again. And hopefully you guys get a chance to do the same.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my eyes out.
Any final thoughts, Steve?
I'm good. I'm glad we picked this one. And even if it was from 2023, it was worth talking about. I like this.
Yes, sir. And we hope you guys enjoyed our episode. Look back at, the 2024. Love this. Really, really, really liking this series. Actually, not a look back. It's new from 2024. And we want to know what you think. We want to know what you think about this. So let us know. We have a Discord channel. You can see it. Actually, that's probably the best way to seek us out. Join the conversation. Let us know who was right, who was wrong, who you agree with, who you don't. Maybe you have a unique opinion that's different than both of ours. That's going to be the best way for you to interact with not just us, though. We have a great community on there of people that love to talk about this band and everything that has to do with the pop punk dad community and just pop punk music in general, and maybe some other stuff too. So check that out. Also, check out, obviously, if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, give us a review. Written reviews are great. We love to read them. We read them instantaneously, regardless of whether it's something very positive or something that we could do better. We just want to hear from you. And if you really enjoyed the show, give us a 5-star review. It helps the show and it makes us feel awesome. Both of those things are cool, but the last thing is, don't forget our shop. We have some really cool items on the shop that you can purchase. High School Never Ends hats, shirts. I need a new shirt. I got to go get one myself. But check that out, guys. You can get there via our hub. That's www.hsnepod.com. That's www.hsnepod.com.
Yep, follow us on the socials at HSNEPod. And if you want to support our show, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/HSNEPod for bonus episodes and extra content. We're going to be back next week with a very special episode. Make sure you tune in. Until then, keep on rocking your dad bods, throw up your rock hands, and blast the pop punk.
In today's technological age, we have all the world's information at our fingertips. All of known science, pop culture, and world events happening live in HD in the palm of our hands. Yet, misinformation and easily disprovable conspiracy theories still run rampant in today's society. So imagine how easy it would be for a mistruth, for actual fake news, to gain traction and become accepted as reality to the world, say, 400 years ago. I'm speaking specifically of the first folio of the works of a writer who signed his name as Shakespeare. Printed in 1623 and attributed to a long-dead grain dealer who lived 100 miles away from London, named Shakespeare. It sounds similar enough a name, I suppose, and it's a lovely story about an artist with humble beginnings who rises to fame as the greatest writer of all time. But is it a fact, or is it widespread fiction? Join me, I'm Stephen Sable, as I invite historians, researchers, lawyers, artists, authors, and more to use all the information we have available today to explore this fascinating mystery of Shakespeare authorship on my podcast, Don't Quill the Messenger. You can hear it now at don'tquillthepodcast.com or wherever you're listening to this podcast right now.
Dragon Wagon.